my dad's idol, his older brother, Joe McGarry. He'd like to give some words about my dad. Listen up.
Thank you, Joy. I'd just like to give a tribute to my brother Leo, my best friend. I speak with great pride, respect, and honor about the wonderful and full life of my brother Leo. It all started in a small hamlet, Inkerman, in Jenkins Township, with a population of about 1,890 people. Among that number, there are many stars. Certainly the McGarrys, everyone knows that. We have to include the Noons, and the Collins, certainly.
Bless you, bless you.
Just to name a few. However, among those stars, none shone as bright as my brother Leo. To quote his daughter Kathleen, it's a McGarry thing, as Father said this morning. You wouldn't understand it. In fact, I don't think I understand it. And I asked Father Jim McGarry yesterday, and he said, Joe, I don't understand it. On June 4th, Leo took off like a shooting star, with a smile on his face, and headed directly to heaven. He left us astonished and bewildered. Now I ask myself, why did Leo do that to us? The only reason I could think of was that he finally amassed enough points to enter the pearly gates. You all know how he earned all those points. Leo, basically through genuine and compassionate qualities that embodied my brother, had a constant willingness to help others without ever asking for anything in return. It can be seen through the years of service to the fire department, the rescue squad, the food pantry, and his helping of so many others. Probably everyone in this room has been touched by Leo's good works. You know, Leo was so humble that he never talked about it. He never said, I did this, I did that. That was Leo. The only compensation Leo ever asked for was a good dinner. And sometimes a quick run for ice cream. They did that a lot. Frank Noon, Leo, and so forth. My brother Leo was so sincere in his desire to help others that he would even become upset if anyone tried to reward him. He would always say, you are ruining my chances of getting into heaven. That's a true quote. Well, Leo, it looked like nobody did ruin your chances, as you amassed your points way too soon. One of my earliest memories of Leo was when he got me into big trouble with my mom and dad. You think back to our original home, 44 Main Street. Leo pushed me and tripped me, and we went through the wall leading to the little bathroom, right through the wall. Naturally, being the oldest brother, I got blamed. I'm sure Jean and Mary Ann remember that story. But my mom and dad didn't forgive me until my Uncle Eddie Fahey came up and fixed it, as he fixed many things in our homes. I can still remember after that sly little smile and that squeaky little laugh that Leo gave me that day. And most of us here today remember that laugh. Hee hee hee, hee hee hee. And he still did it just up until a couple of days ago. There was another smile Leo had too. It was a smile that when he brought back Jean her coffee and the two Franks, Frank Munlock and Frank Noon, he was famous for the coffee deliveries. And he had a genuine smile when he did that. And he had that same smile when Mary Ann and her family would come in from West Virginia. Leo was always back there right away to welcome us. Speaking of Uncle Eddie, I also think of Uncle Cookie. His children are here today. Along with Jimmy Conlon, they were Leo's teachers for the amazing skills he perfected, whereby he could fix anything, as mentioned this morning, from cars to any kind of home repairs and the major projects in everybody's home. And Leo did it with expertise, and believe it or not, even though he didn't use all the parts, he did it according to code. I don't know how, but he did. When I left for graduate school in Pittsburgh, Jimmy Conlon took over as Leo's big brother. He brought him his first bicycle. He showed him how to drive the coal truck when he was 12 years old. And he became his mentor as a stereotypist and as a firefighter. I don't know if there's any fires in heaven, but you all can rest assured, if there are, they won't be burning long with Jimmy and Leo out there. I know Leo always thought he was going to have it made when he got to heaven. But the other day, Billy Conlon and I were chatting, and we were thinking, Leo's going to face a whole new set of rules. Ruthie's rules. And I don't know if Jimmy Conlon is going to be happy with Leo invading his space, because we heard for so many years back at 84 Main Street, I'm up to my big Aries. We all shared many memorable and special times with Leo and his family. I just want to share a few that I remember fondly. A special time I remember was trips to Delaware and to Ocean City with Leo, Ruthie, Annie, Frank, Kathleen, Teresa, and Charlene. Sorry, Joey, you didn't arrive on the scene yet. I can still picture all of us trying to squeeze into our trailer, even with my nemesis, Anita the cat, which I hated. Years later, they would join us for trips down to Long Beach Island. One daring memory was when I saw Leo out way beyond the shore. And there was a riptide that day. And Al and I had come in because we got tired. But Leo had to keep up with Joey, and they were way out there. So all of a sudden, we hear a siren, and we hear it coming very, very quickly. And then we saw 8 lifeguards running out with boards. And who in the world do they bring in on a board? Leo. So what can we do but take his picture? Which we showed him many times to his chagrin. Other special memories at the Jersey Shore with Leo, Kathleen, Ryan, Kyle, Kristen, Teresa, Luther, Mia, Luke, Charlene, Kevin, Matt, Alex, Joey, Gabby, Teresa Hannon, Al and Jeannie, included what we called the water fights. These were precious. One particularly memorable water fight was instigated by Leo when he shut off the water when Al was in the shower. He waited until Al was completely soaked up. He blamed me to Al, and then quickly climbed 2 sets of stairs with a 5-gallon bucket of ice water and dumped it over Al's head. Well, I have to tell you, and I'm sure Teresa will remember this, I never saw Leo laugh like that in my whole life. He was actually doubled up laughing and using that little squeaky voice. But knowing now, he got even. I also have fond memories of our pilgrimage to South Bend, Indiana, with Tommy Noon, to take in a Notre Dame football game. We bonded for over 11 hours in the bus trip. And after we arrived, we attended the traditional pep rally, and the three of us visited the beautiful chapel on campus. Later that evening, Leo gave Tommy and me a pair of sparkling, beautiful rosaries. Tommy inquired, "Leo, where did you get these?" To which Leo angelically replied, "In the chapel." I asked, "Leo, did you pay for them?" Leo said, "No, they were free." And Tommy looked so surprised, and he said, "Leo, they're never free." Well, that event was to go down in history as the Rosary Heist. It's memories like this that will remain in our minds forever. The rosaries will now stay forever in the hands of Tommy and Leo. There were great memories at Vero Beach in Florida. Leo came down for the last 11 years during the winter. His charm at the swimming pool, I think he had more friends there than I did. And he played shuffleboard, enjoyed that very much. Leo and Teresa and I also enjoyed riding our bikes about 5 miles to McDonald's to get milkshakes. I guess it wasn't too healthy, but we did get some exercise in. Barbara and I also enjoyed playing cards, Mexican train, dominoes, and drinking Leo's favorite drink. Anybody know? Coke Manhattan. This year, a little different. I've been trying to get Leo to play golf all these years, and this year he came out and played. Well, our cono's on the 8th hole, right on the tee. And everybody was out looking at him. Leo gets up, a lot of confidence. He didn't have much of a game before, but believe it or not, he hits the ball, there's water on both sides, almost 200 yards straight. So when he came home, everybody was saying, what a great tee shot, Leo. Leo said, would you believe that was the worst shot of the day for me? You're so humble. Well, we all have bucket lists. And high on Leo's, for many years, was a trip to see Ireland. Well, Barbara, being the wonderful travel agent she is, arranged a trip that we could see all of Ireland. Our trip across the pond, however, was threatened during a layover at the Toronto airport when Frank Roach accidentally entered a restricted area. We were all on the plane. The plane was ready to take off. Barbara wouldn't get into the plane, insisting that Marianne and Frank weren't there. They could care less. But we were relieved when we saw Marianne and Frank running up, and we got the plane about a minute before they taxied off. So, as a good brother-in-law, I ordered 2 scotches for Frank. So off we went to Ireland with Leo and Teresa, Frank and Marianne, Al and Jeannie, Barbara and myself. Jean wasn't forgotten because she had spent several trips to Ireland with her family. Our tour of the Emerald Isle will always be remembered very fondly due to the lovely and friendly Irish people that we met and the beautiful places that we saw. Our trip was further enhanced by drinking many brands of Irish whiskey. We had to try them. And Bailey's Irish Cream, and we even stopped at the Guinness Brewery in Dublin. I think many of us are also grateful for that stop in Ireland because Leo, as you know, made his own Bailey's Irish Cream. In closing, I ask you to remember my brother Leo as the ultimate unselfish volunteer, loving husband, companion, father, grandfather, brother, and true friend to so many here today. Leo's genuine kindness and quiet willingness to help others in need will always be remembered and appreciated. Leo, you will always be an inspiration to me. I am honored and grateful that you are my brother. The many memories we shared will long endure. I know Leo did not plan to leave us so early. He loved and cherished his time with Kathleen, Teresa, Charlene, and Jolie, Teresa, Shelley, his grandchildren, Jean, Marianne, the full Conlon clan, the Nooms, the Browns, the Fahey's, the Wise Carter, as well as his close, lifelong friends, Al and Jeannie. Leo was memorable, as Father mentioned this morning, doing it his way, as he has forever touched each and every one of us in this room, and truly made the community of Inkerman and Jenkins Township a more compassionate place to be. He did it not in a sad way, but Leo did it in a glad way. We all salute you, Leo, and certainly love you. You will always be missed. Thank you.